Hey y'all, Dekumon here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI. Last time, we discovered where Ultima is, and it's pretty friggin' obvious. It's a giant crystal in the middle of the ocean. It's kinda hard to miss. We've also got our plan to get there. Dion's gonna give us a ride on Bahamut, although we are worried. The fact that, Bahamut's soul, or essence, is basically in Clive means that Dion won't be able to control it. And then, side quests. Yes, and probably side quests for the next couple episodes too, because as you can see, there are quite a few of them hanging around here and in the rest of the world. Plus, I've still got to deal with at least one more hunt, and we got to do the chronoliths. I kind of want to save the chronoliths till after I have the ultimate weapon, though. Torgal. The two of you have been together for what probably feels like a lifetime now, but there's still a lot you have to learn about that hound of yours. He'd step in front of a bloody raging behemoth if it meant protecting you. But that don't mean you should take it for granted. At the end of the day, he's a hound, and sometimes he just wants someone to pat his head and rub his belly and give him a handful of Kupo nuts. You do good to remember that. And then we gotta do a quest here. Hippocrates. Master Clive, I am aware there are matters of much greater import which demand your attention, but should you find yourself a moment, I bid you visit me in the shelves that I might ask a single favor concerning Prince Dion?
It's usually me making demands of Hippocrates. I wonder what this is about.
I don't know. A tale to tell. And spelled with I-L. Well. What other two quests shall we pick up along the way then? Let's grab the Litany of Errors, and then we'll grab the one over here at the alehouse. You know, I've always seen this stairway here, but I've never actually gone up to this part of the hideaway. I mean, there was never a reason to beforehand, and ooh. That's not a bad little view here.
I will not let them be forgotten. Sid, may I have a moment?
Sure.
Of course.
What's up?
It is an honor to finally speak with you. My name is Herman. I've been with the Cursebreakers for some time now, and I wish to be deployed to Ash. Any assignment will do.
No. The lands across the Narrow are too dangerous.
Why do you want to go to Ash?
Send good men and women to risk their lives needlessly. Why would you want to go back?
I need to retrieve something. Something important. I was raised in an orphanage. The Badbach Conservatory. Or rather, I was held captive there.
Oh.
It was not a place of nurture. It existed solely to turn bearer children into mindless weapons. We were tortured until we feared no pain. Tormented until our hearts turned to stone.
Oh, we're starting on a high note today. Jeez.
Long enough to become tools of the last king.
I can't imagine.
I lost so many. I can't even remember all their names.
Damn.
But they must be remembered. They cannot fade away, faceless and forgotten.
So I gotta go get a memento,
The Institute was run with military precision. Every child measured, every name recorded, every death logged with meticulous care. Sid, allow me to travel to Ash and recover the registry so that my brothers and sisters might live on.
Hell no, too dangerous. Doing it myself.
You are a good friend, Herman. But the fact remains that Ash is simply too dangerous.
Sid, please, even should it cost me my life.
Too dangerous for you, Herman. But not for me. I'll go to Badbach and find the registry.
You will?
I won't let you risk your life.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can start by telling me where I'll find this orphanage.
Vie de Grace. Hidden in a forest, overlooking the plains.
I think I was there.
All right. I'll see what I can find there.
May the mothers guide you.
Alright. That's two quests. And we'll just pick up the one by the alehouse and then go see what Tomes has to say. Oh? Uncle Byron? You have a quest?
Clive, my boy! Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks.
Hadn't intended for you to get involved, but such are the times we live in.
Oh, this is a continuation of the
I would've
Butler
done the
quest,
same
isn't
for anyone
it?
else. You're far too modest, Clive. You'd make a terrible nobleman. But tell me, is the realm truly in as dire a state as Rutherford suggests? From what little I saw, you were right to be worried. I suppose I should have expected the worst. But I was rather hoping the great and good of the realm might have things a little more under control. Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply these days, and without it, the people are bound to lose their way. We must move quickly.
But
where do we start? True, the challenges that face us are many, but in my estimation, there are two key areas to be addressed before any other. The realm's armies and her larders. As you've seen firsthand, it's every man and woman for themselves out there.
Yeah.
Certain cities have banded together to try and maintain some semblance of order, yes, but such cases are few and far between. And yet, the only remedy for the chaos that faces us is unity. A unity that transcends even the borders laid down by our ancestors. In short, if Storm does not stand together, she will fall apart. But how would one even begin to unite the realm? The armies, my boy. As I told you already, we begin by restoring order among the ranks of those sworn to maintain it. Sadly, I doubt I could convince even the lowliest gaggle of privates to dig a latrine together. But I do know someone the High Commanders have been known to listen to on occasion. Field Marshal Eugen Havel.
Ah.
I thought he was retired. He was, until an Akashic army tore through Randalar and killed most of the rank and file. There is no man alive more capable. Literally. And as luck would have it, I've already spoken with him on the matter.
And he doesn't believe you.
Of course you have. And he's agreed to help. On one condition. That he first speaks with you personally. Havel has always been a man of frustratingly rigid principle, and he has certain qualms about clasping arms with, well, with an outlaw.
Yeesh.
I extolled your many virtues as best I could, of course, but the old goat was adamant that he be allowed to appraise you in person. You don't mind, do you, my boy?
I suppose I don't have much of a choice. Sheesh.
Of course not. As long as chaos reigns, we will never build a better world. I'll do whatever it takes. And if the Field Marshal wishes to speak with me in person, then so be it. That's the spirit. I'll leave for Randalar at once. Would you send a Stolas? Of course. Rutherford is already in the Dalmekian capital. I'll have him tell Havel to expect you forthwith. Excellent. Thank you, Uncle. No, thank you, Clive.
Three's company. All right, so there's our 3 quests so far. Now let's see what Tomes has to say for himself. Wonder what in the world he needs from us. Curious. I agree, it's usually us bugging him for something, but him bugging us for something. And about Dion, too.
Lawsman Harpocrates, I received your note.
Ah, yes. I expect you're wondering what this is all about.
You spoke of making amends with Dion, but I can't imagine what for.
Then I should begin by telling you that I was once his tutor.
Really?
This was some years ago, of course, before I joined Sid in his hideaway. At that time, I was counted among the foremost scholars of Oriflamme, and was accordingly invited to the palace to supervise the young prince's education, all to ensure that the future emperor had a firm grounding in, well, everything an emperor should. History, religion, commerce, government. Alas, our time together was cut short when Dion left to join the Dragoons, his studies no longer being deemed necessary. I had not expected to meet with him again, least of all here.
Have you spoken with him?
No, I have yet to find the right moment. His Highness always seems so preoccupied, especially when alone. I would not wish to disturb his ruminations with idle words of greeting. Not when I know he dwells upon the evil Ultima had him commit in the Dominion.
The guilt weighs heavily on him, I know. But as you say, that was Ultima's doing. Surely you can't blame yourself.
When I first met him, it was not guilt, but his people's expectations that weighed heavily upon him.
That line was a little wrong there. It should have been he shouldn't blame himself more than anything. And I'm guessing, yeah. And think, oh, Clive has a new entry? The being known as Ultima appears to crave this same power, identifying Clive as Mythos. We've seen that Clive refuses to surrender to Ultima's will, making of this godlike being another enemy in his fight to build a world where people can live on their own terms.
And I did nothing to ease that burden. He bore it alone, until the day he could not bear it any longer. It is one of my greatest regrets that I only ever offered him my wisdom, when what he truly needed was friendship. The blame for Dion's transgressions lies not only on his shoulders, but on mine.
I see. I'm ready to help you in any way that I can.
Then I beg that you bring me a wild wyvern tail.
Really?
Apothecaries across the ages agree that even to glimpse such a flower is to be granted inner solace. Fabulists and fraudsters all, of course. But there is oft a seed of truth to be found where even the most outlandish opinions align.
Well, it can't hurt to try. Where can I find this flower? And how will I know it?
It'll be bright white, and it'll probably be in sunbreak.
Tales before, I trust. The lily-white blossoms from whose roots the poisonous ink for the brand is distilled. Well, those which grow in the wild differ only in their purple hue. The harsher the environment in which they are raised, the deeper the color.
It's a big purple
There
flowers.
is a waterfall in Rickmal's roost across the strait, where the flowers once grew in abundance. Whether they still survive there, I know not. But try as I might, I can find no likelier location.
It's all right. I'll find you a wyvern tail one way or another.
Thank you, Clive. And please, be safe.
I don't expect this to be a big challenge, Harpy. I really don't. All right. So I gotta go to Randala, I gotta go to Ash, and I gotta go to, I'm guessing, Sunbreck? No, Baklad. Not where I expected to go. I do need to go to Sunbreck because I want to get that last hunt out of the way. Let's do that first. Hello. Isn't this the same place I fought the Bomb King? Wonder what happened if I was on that mission too. Alright, so an upgraded ADS node. Terminus. Shouldn't it be terminal? I don't know.
Looks like we're working something up. Only one thing for it.
Yep, and that's to put it to sleep again.
Too slow.
And burn. Why is the ground glowing like that? Ah, stump. Ah, dick. Alright, this should end it. Does the leader stagger him? Yep. Or it'll just straight up kill him. That was easy. I mean, I think it was only like level 40 or something, so it wasn't too bad. And nothing unique. poo.
Sweet dreams.
Alright, well, that's all the hunts I have. Kinda surprised I didn't get a trophy for it. And I'm still missing Orichalcum and Darksteel, so I guess those probably come from side quests. Alright, Rickle's Roost. Oh, I see 2 of these are on Waloed. Alright.
Seems this place has been flooded twice over. Purple flowers blooming next to a waterfall. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Here they are. Might as well pick enough for a bunch, I suppose.
Alright, now for the other quest in Waloed.
This must be the orphanage. Hopefully the registry is still here.
This place is completely flooded out. Here's the spot. Now, if I were gonna keep records of murdering children, where would I put them? Here? No. Here. Writ of Incorporation. The Kingdom of Waloed hereby incorporates this institution wherein juvenile bearers are to be granted the opportunity to give themselves in service to the state as soldiers. Trainees succumbing to the crystal's curse or otherwise perishing are to be disposed of with all haste. The graveyard is strictly reserved for the uncursed. Bearer disposal within its bounds is punishable by death. Wow.
Disposed of.
Yep, that's disgusting. Conditioning schedule. Today's exercises will consist of 20 sandbags in the press yard for such duration as the instructor shall dictate. The furnace. Burn intensity to be gradually increased. Live combat. 1 to 3 hellhounds, depending on performance.
Conditioning. This is nothing short of torture.
Here it is, probably. I recently learned that my own daughter was among the children turned to stone by the brutal training I subjected them to. I had not so much as thought of her since handing her over to the authorities as a babe, but inquiries with the military confirmed it. It was her. I had been torturing my own flesh and blood, and now I see her everywhere. Today, one of the children smiled at me in the hopes of receiving a few scraps from my table. It was her smile. The smile she inherited from her mother. The mother I killed for giving birth to a bearer. Their ghosts have all come back to haunt me. My daughters, my wives, all of them. All those children. So many have died at my hand. I can bear the guilt no longer. And so I have decided, tomorrow I too must die. It will be the last order I give those poor wretches. The last torment I subject them to. I will command them to tear me limb from limb and inter my accursed corpse beneath the white tree whose crooked hands reach to the sky in supplication. And beside me my shame, my curse, the record of all their names. All those I have wronged.
This reads like a suicide note.
Basically was.
Did the director go through with his plan? There's only one way to find out.
Guessing that's the tree. It's a big open area. Like, not to mention it's flooded. It really leads me to believe I'm about to get, accosted by a Koshik up there.
A forked white tree. This must be the place.
I mean,
Could he really be buried here?
I mean, it's nice the guy came around, but kind of a too little, too late sort of thing.
There's something hidden among the roots. Let's see. This must be the registry.
Hans, 10 years old. Lithification, succumb to conditioning, lithification, emaciation. Jeez, these guys are dying. So bad. Oh, year, month, day, I'm guessing. 2 disciplined for attempting flight. 2 succumb to conditioning, lithification, emaciation. Jesus Christ.
So many names. This place was a slaughterhouse.
Dude.
But where is the architect of all this misery?
Right next to us, I'm guessing. Oh, I knew this was too easy.
It was only a matter of time, I suppose.
Yep.
This place is cursed.
Well, let's see if we can't freeze it out.
Enough.
There. Done with that crap. My goodness, I have almost 250,000 in gil.
I'm done here. Let's get the registry back to Herman.
All right, well, 2 quests are ready to be turned in. Now we gotta go talk to Havel and Randella. Oh, this looks like a happy group.
That can't be Rutherford, can it?
Bunch of refugees waiting to get in.
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you! If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you shall have!
Oh,
Allow me.
little discipline needed.
I don't need your...
Yes, you do.
Please, Field Marshal, oblige him.
This won't take long.
What better way to prove myself to this guy than by beating the crap out of the dissenters?
It won't.
Dude, you have no idea how right you are.
Finish him.
Oh, please. Goodbye. Wow. You guys actually survived that better than I thought you would. Well, I'm gonna have to do some work now. There we are. Nothing to it, nothing to it. I have a nice little stack of ability points I get to be spending too.
A little longer than I'd have liked.
Yeah, true. Surprised they all survived the diamond dust.
Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You arrived just as our escort turned on us.
That was your escort?
Fucking traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers in the outlying regions abandoning the oaths they swore. But I hadn't thought the corruption had reached so close to the heart of the Republic. It's a fucking disgrace. Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord Marquis. Or is Sid the Outlaw more to your liking?
Just call me Clive,
Call me what
please.
you want. It doesn't change who I am, or the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle has a plan to right the realm, and he needs your help to see it through.
Before I agree to anything, I'd have you answer one question. What do you stand to gain from all this?
I won't deny that I might benefit from further chaos. But I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made may not always have been the right ones, I know I made them for the right reasons. For so long, so many of us have been told how we could live, how we could die, when it should have been our decision all along. Now we have a chance to put things right. But in order to take it, we must stand together, even if it be beside those with whom we don't see eye to eye.
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. But perhaps your uncle was right. You are no ordinary outlaw.
Very true. Very true.
I'll never hear the end of this. All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted guard to bring the Dalmekian fringes under control. Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't convince them to try and restore order in their own territory.
Thank you, Field Marshal.
But they are not the only ones we will need to convince.
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals, but those they answer to require a different kind of persuasion. And when it comes to honeyed words, well, we will need an envoy. One who can court even the most stubborn of statesmen. You, perhaps.
Dude, I'm too busy saving the
I'm
world.
flattered. But I'm no diplomat either. And I have other problems to attend to. What we need is a skilled arbitrator. And I may know just the person.
Vivian?
Is that so?
Dion?
And would he happen to be an outlaw too?
Of a different kind, perhaps.
Beggars can't be choosers. I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the outlaw in ourselves if we're to make it through this. Very well. Send your man to me right away.
I shall.
Or is it going to be Byron after all? That'll piss off Havel.
My Lord Marquis. Your Lord Uncle bade me escort the Field Marshal to his manor in Port Isolde.
And I will see that my associate joins you there.
Very good, my lord.
Maybe it's Otto. We need Otto back at the hideaway. He keeps the place from falling apart.
An envoy. I'm not sure I'm the man to talk anyone round. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. No. This is a job for someone with experience. Someone like Quentin. I hope I can convince him at least.
Quentin? Huh. I haven't thought about Quentin. Not a bad idea, though. Gonna be honest, I thought Quentin's storyline was done after we got his signboard.
Quentin, I have a proposal for you.
Do you now? Something tells me you'll be asking more of me than a cask of Gotand gold.
True.
Go on, then. Propose.
Will you marry me?
You'd have me convince the chiefs and chamberlains of the realm that they should simply swallow their pride and do the one thing that has proved impossible for thousands of years. Was there anything else? Perhaps I can fetch you a meat pie as well.
I know it's a lot to ask, but I can think of none better suited to the role.
And you'd have me give up what little I have left to do it. I told you, Clive. The people of Lostwing are my family, and I cannot abandon them.
Not asking you
You'll
to.
have to find someone else.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I.
And why might that be?
What he's asking. How's it any different to what you've done so far? They want you to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. That's what you do best. If it's the vineyard you're worried about, we'll see that the grapes are picked and the tons filled. You know we will.
It's not that.
Then what is it? You said yourself we're family. Don't you trust us?
You know that's not what I'm...
Then what are you saying?
He thinks you
Only
can't take
we
care of
are worth
yourselves.
saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? You convinced us we could build new lives for ourselves, and if you can do that, who's to say you couldn't convince the entire realm?
A stirring argument. I fear that any rejoinder I make might fall somewhat flat by comparison.
So you'll join us?
Where do you need me?
Field Marshal Havel will want to speak with you in person. He's currently in Port Isolde. I can arrange for a party of Cursebreakers to accompany you there.
That would be very much appreciated. I hear the roads are far from safe these days.
That's true.
Hopefully not for long. My uncle will want to know that his plan is taking shape.
Alright. Back to the hideaway and turn all these in. Ah, perfect. He's right here.
Uncle, I bring good news. The Field Marshal has agreed to your plan.
Ha! Of course he has. I didn't doubt you for a moment, dear boy.
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor in Port Isolde as we speak. They will await your return there. As will one other.
One other? Who, exactly?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he might not be as successful in convincing those with political power. He asked if I might have a solution, and I suggested a certain Imperial Lord Magistrate turned Liberator.
One of your co-conspirators?
Mm-hmm.
Master Quentin would probably call me one of his. but yes.
Another outlaw, then. Just the thing we need to put these rotten politicos in their places. Good thinking, Clive.
I'm glad you approve.
The more the merrier, eh?
Uncle, assuming Havel and Quentin can solve our problem with the armies, you still haven't mentioned how we might manage the grain shortages.
Oh, don't you worry, my boy. The 7 high houses will be seeing to that. They have all agreed to make the most generous of donations. Oh, of course, it did take a little persuasion, but luckily I had some unexpected help.
From who?
Why, you, my boy. Rumor has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward Rockford from a horde of bloodthirsty bandits.
It was more of a handful.
Well, the old battle axe was so pleased. She had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new moon.
Oh.
And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as good as tripped over themselves in the rush to follow suit.
I'm happy to hear it.
I think I needed quite a few side quests finished to do this one.
Manor. Join us there at your earliest convenience, would you?
Dude, seriously?
Of course, Uncle.
This one's not done? Oh, or I could just get teleported all the way to Rosfield Manor.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the roads are still overrun with akashic?
You find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether flood. That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a band of curls. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them going, they'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
If I may, gentlemen, perhaps I might suggest an alternative approach.
I'm just here to enjoy the show,
Though
aren't
supply
I?
routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar, awaiting a safe haven. Allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work the fallow fields. But I'm sure that you wish to continue your discussion. Forgive the interruption. Two such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the likes of me. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between you.
Us? Friends?
Yes?
I can't stand the man.
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you keep.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep? The man's a criminal.
Criminal? How dare you? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
I'm loving this quest, I'm sorry.
He calls himself Sid the Bloody Outlaw.
Once more onto the breach.
Thank you for this, I really needed this.
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation, nor to claim the thrones of those that already exist. We wish simply to bring stability to the realm that mankind might weather the current storm. And to do that, we must convince those in power, the generals, the statesmen, the nobles, that our cause is just. There will be disagreements, yes, and I imagine some resistance, much resistance. But we cannot let that deter us. If we show them the path, show them that we walk it ourselves, then I am confident they will follow. The fate of the world lies in my nephew's hands, but the well-being of her people lies in ours. And we must not squander the chance that Clive has given us.
Uncle Byron,
Aww.
Now, with that settled, let's move on to the signing of the Accord. For what great moment in history hasn't been accompanied by a little ceremony?
And Havel's like, wait, ceremony?
Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you the Triunity. Rutherford, Mike Will.
Oh my goodness. We're making the United Nations of Valisthea here.
Well, my boy, the stage is set.
That it is.
This is the role you were born for. Now I ask only that you trust in the talents of your supporting cast. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities, that you might have the opportunity to shine. The realm needs its Sir Crandall. And there is no better Crandall than you, Clive. I want you to keep this signed accord as proof of our faith in you.
I will. Thank you, Uncle.
Another curiosity for the room, I'm guessing, right? That's all this is. We're just going to be collecting mementos for the room constantly. The Triunity Accord, yeah. Heaven's Cloud. Oh. That's an Odin ability. Alright, Tomes, I got your wyvern tail.
Oarsman, I found the flowers you were looking for.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
I think I did.
I hope so. If not, then this is a very poorly named key item.
You did indeed. My dear boy, thank you.
You wanted to make Dion a gift of one, did you not? Shall I invite him to join us?
Oh, I don't...
Oh, come on!
It's no trouble. I'll go and fetch him.
So this one isn't over. That's fine. Come on, Dion. Come see your old tutor. There he is, brooding in the corner as usual. What is it with dragoons and brooding, I swear?
Your Highness, would you do me the honor of accompanying me?
Now. It is time, then.
Nope.
No. Only to the shelves. Our lawsman has something he'd like to give you.
Master Harpocrates.
So he did know he was here.
No. I dare not show my face before him. Not after everything I have done. I have taken countless innocent lives. And ruined countless more.
Oh, come on, haven't we all?
All because I was weak. I have sworn to atone for my crimes or die in the attempt. But were I to meet with him again, and see in his eyes what I have become, I fear that my resolve might falter.
Then that is all the more reason to do it. Test your resolve. Prove to yourself, and to him, how strong it truly is.
You are right.
Forget to move the lips there, guys.
Offer him my gratitude. Very well, then. Take me to him.
Follow me.
Come on. Now, these quests have had their ups and downs, but overall, I have not seen too many quests that have just been straight up, no, these are throwaways, get rid of them from the game. Most of them have served a purpose. Gameplay-wise, yeah, they've been pretty simple, but, you know, at least story-wise, they have a decent purpose.
Even now, I hesitate to approach him. What must he think of me?
For goodness sakes, man. You are way too hard on
Be
yourself.
surprised.
If anything, he's probably gonna hug you when he finally sees you.
Master Harpocrates, pray, accept my apologies for leaving your tutelage before my studies were complete.
Not your fault.
Your lessons opened my mind to a world quite unlike the one I had imagined from within the gilded confines of the palace. And I shall be forever grateful for the efforts you made to enlighten me.
How's the fact that Harpocrates is the
Lift
reason
up your
Dion's
head,
such a decent
Your
person?
Highness. The deeds of youth require no apology. That you took the time to visit me says much about the man you have become. Now, there is something I would like to show you.
Is that a wyvern tail? The color is unfamiliar to me.
Because it is
Wow.
unique to those found in the wild.
Pretty.
Something in the harsh environments in which they grow lends them this striking hue. Their roots are indistinguishable from those of their hothouse cousins, but once they bloom, the difference is immediately apparent. In this flower, I see you, Your Highness. Its roots were the roots of a wyvern tail, with all that implies. But they do not define it, just as yours do not define you. I want you to have it, that it might remind you of this truth.
Oh, come on. Oh. Guess the flower still hurts too much to think about.
Master Harpocrates, I would ask of you a service. Keep your gift until I have fulfilled my duty to the realm, for only then shall I be deserving of it.
Will you two just hug already? Come on.
As you wish, Your Highness. I shall await your return.
Dagnabbit, Harpocrates. That didn't go near as well as I would have hoped.
Our roots do not define us. No wonder my stepmother didn't like him.
Mm-hmm.
For reuniting me with memories I had thought long lost.
Hmm?
I shall not forget this.
With luck, that'll give him the determination to actually make it through this in one piece. Wouldn't that be a kick in the pants? Dion died if you didn't do this side quest.
Thank you, Clive. Were it not for you, I fear I might never have found the right moment to speak with him. Not to mention the wyvern tales. I shall plant their seeds, that I might not disappoint His Highness upon his return.
I hope the soil in the hideaway is to their liking.
Why, these flowers bloomed in the bleak, black wastes of Waloed. I'm sure Nigel's yard will suit them to a T. When it comes to expressing one's gratitude, I find that words are seldom sufficient. Here.
Good old monetary reward.
A stolas quill.
Hmm?
Or more precisely, my stolas quill. 'Tis said that an owl's feathers are steeped in the wishes it hears over its long lifetime. All those words just waiting to pour out onto the page. So consider this my wish for you.
You want me to write a memoir?
That one day you may put down your sword and pick up that pen.
Well, when that day comes, I'll certainly have a lot to write about.
Yeah, no kidding.
Thank you, Harpocrates. It shall have pride of place in my chamber.
Like everything else I've been picking up these last couple quests. Another little curiosity for the old chamber. Yep, Stolas Quill, Bahamut's Mercy. Ooh, reduces Gigaflare cooldown by 6 seconds. That's actually not bad. All right, time to freaking deliver this heartache of a ledger. Come on, Herman.
I hear that you traveled to Ash, Sid.
Mm-hmm.
Did you by any chance recover the names of my fallen friends?
I did. Yes.
Here you are. Yeah, this is one of those more minor side quests.
I may.
Like, it's still good world building, it just feels minor.
Registry.
My goodness.
The director was a brutal man. He got no worse than he deserved.
The registry was all I found beneath the tree. There was no sign of a body. Nor any record of what happened to the children after the orphanage closed.
I pray that at least some of them survived. All their names are here. The ones we lost. My friends. My light in those dark times. I can still remember their faces. Like it was yesterday. Children who were taken from their bunks in the morning. Never to return. No explanation ever offered.
They'd be happy to know that you survived, Herman.
But why did I make it out alive, when so many others died in that awful place?
Just luck, man.
It's not your fault.
Just bad luck.
And blaming yourself won't bring them back. Honor their memory. See that their names live on. That way, at least. They're never truly gone.
Thank you. Sid, I'm going to write a book. An account of the horrors of Badbach, and the spirit of those its custodians sought to crush. All of Valisthea will know of our suffering, and in the name of those I lost, I will not let it happen again.
Neither will I.
These records would have been buried for all eternity, were it not for you. Thank you.
My goodness. Is that a level? It is a level. Sweet. 47. 3 away from the cap. And a mesmerize. Nice. Alright. There are, what, 3 more side quests I need to do here? Let's get those done, and that'll be the day. Josh, you have a side quest?
Clive. Joshua, what's wrong? And don't say nothing.
It's not nothing. I've received word from Cyril. The Undying have found Father's will. Or something akin to it.
His will? How? Where?
In the crypt beneath Rosalith Castle. After Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials, the Undying took the opportunity to recover what relics of the Duchy yet remained. And in the process of doing so, they found a letter from Father.
I'm surprised anything survived down there.
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience. I have been meaning to go, but would you join me?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Of course. I want to know what's in that letter as much as you do.
Very well. I am ready to leave when you are.
Alright, well hold that thought, Josh, because there's 2 other side quests here in the hideaway I gotta pick up first. Doris? Again?
Sid, do you have a moment?
Now what?
By all means.
It's my old master. Seems there's no escaping her. She found some way to send me a letter.
Ah,
And
crud.
something else. Records from a Waluda prison. Seems they were keeping a lot of bearers there.
How did she come by such a thing?
Finding bearers always was her strong point. And it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of them. Foreign captives, the masterless. Bearers no one would miss. And even better for her, bearers with no one to look after them. When ether started lapping at the walls, the jailers fled.
Leaving the bearers to be liberated by whoever happened to come along next.
Sid, I'd like to believe that I've earned your trust by now. And while I'm well aware that you've forbidden Cursebreakers from traveling to Walud, I can't let those bearers die in their cells. I'd rather risk shipwreck on the Shadow Coast than leave them to starve.
Yeah, I think we're going together on this one.
We'll be needing the Enterprise if we're going to navigate the Narrow.
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, but we travel together. And we stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an inhospitable place at the best of times. We save as many as we can, and we leave.
Thank you, Sid. There was a name in the prison register. A name from my past.
Oh.
Chadwick. Another of my former master's protégés. A gifted soldier, and the closest thing I had to family. The thought of him held captive in that place.
He must be very important to you.
He was. Is.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison lies in the shadow of Ravenwit walls, just beyond the portcullis. We should head there as quickly as we can. I only pray there are still bearers alive to save.
Same.
As do I, Doris.
Don't worry, we'll get there soon enough. Still gotta pick up one more quest here. Another Cursebreaker, huh?
Sid, I was wondering if you could help me.
Yeah, what's up?
It depends what with.
A bearer, but recently freed from his bonds, is keen to join the Cursebreakers. As you know, the work we do is not easy, which is why we test every volunteer's suitability. I was hoping you could oversee this one's evaluation.
I don't mind, but why this one?
Because he wants to be a scout.
Oh.
Our ranks are filled with men and women capable of breaking chains and putting slavers to the sword. But scouting, we're few with the nose for that, which is why we still rely so heavily on Gav. And since he accompanies you on so many of your missions, I thought you might be better placed to recognize the traits in him that we should look for in those who'd fill his boots.
Sounds reasonable.
So you're happy to oversee the boys' test, then?
I suppose.
One can never have too many scouts.
Truer words, Sid. I'll let the initiate know that you'll be attending his trial, and that he is to proceed directly to Northreach in readiness.
Northreach.
No time like the present, eh?
No time like the present. I'll await you there.
Alright, trial and error. Let's do this one first.
Northreach. I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer.
No, I can't get that lucky.
Nazaire might at least have mentioned where in Northreach he'd be testing this recruit.
He's right here.
Well met, Sid. This is the initiate. Ember, present yourself.
At your service, Master.
Please, just Sid. There are no masters here. Your life is your own.
Oh, of course. Thank you, Sid. The sergeant says you'll be evaluating me at my trial.
To become a scout, yes. You are aware of the dangers inherent in that role.
I am. But I swore I'd face them. Just like the man who saved my life.
And who would that be?
Gav. It was him who found me and freed me.
Ah.
No magic, no support, just one man and his nose. Came and sniffed me out. It taught me what one man can do if he puts his mind to it. And I've been training ever since, so that one day I can be someone's saviour, just like Gav was mine.
I'm sure he'd be flattered.
Good heart. Let's see if your
Clearly
head's
have
as
good
good.
intentions, Ember. And it sounds like you're under no illusions. Stick to this path and you'll make a fine Cursebreaker.
So, what? Have I passed?
Hardly. We haven't done anything.
You haven't even started yet. Now listen. Not far from here is an Imperial lookout, Eastwatch. The guards there record all their sightings in a logbook. You are to find it and bring it here.
And bring it here, right. Anything else?
Don't die.
No. Sneaking into a heavily guarded Imperial outpost and stealing the logbook would be quite sufficient. You'll need to assess the situation, determine a point of entry, create a distraction and effect an escape, all without being discovered and thrown into an Imperial oubliette.
Ember, Gav isn't our best scout because he can do everything. It's essential that you know your limits.
Know my limits, right. I won't let you down.
I'm gonna be saving him in the next 5 minutes, I feel.
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I made out. But keep a weather eye on him all the same, would you?
On my way.
Oh,
All right,
boy.
Ember. Impress me.
Where am I going? Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever actually been there.
These are clean kills. Perhaps young Ember really is ready.
Spoke too soon.
Maybe not.
Dang nabbit.
Damn it.
Oh.
Ember, draw your sword!
I can't!
Great.
Then run!
I'll deal with the beastie.
If you want him, you'll have to go through me.
There we go. Beastie down. That wasn't too bad. Fortunately, it doesn't seem like our newest scout is up to snuff quite yet.
Ember, are you... Gone. Of course. Scouts really are a rare breed. Back to Northreach it is then.
Well, at least he made it out. I suppose I could pick up this chest while I'm over here. Bonk. Kestrel's beak braid? I'm sorry. What might this be again? Increases down thrust damage by 10%. It's not bad, but I don't down thrust enough to make that worth a darn. Doesn't look like he's made it back yet.
I didn't expect you back so soon. Where is Ember? How did he fare?
I thought I'd find him with you. He must have fled. I followed him to Eastwatch, where I found him being set upon by a wild Avis. He was just standing there. Didn't even draw his sword. I had to step in and take care of things. But by the time I had, he was nowhere to be seen. I assumed he'd set off in your direction, but apparently not.
I'm sorry, Sid. I knew the boy had a nervous streak, but he seemed like...
The right man for the job?
Ah, he did get the logbook after all, you little rat bastard.
I believe this is the logbook you tasked me with retrieving.
Eh? How did you... Don't you tell me you breached the tower while Sid was busy saving your skin.
What? Wasn't that what you asked me to do? To bring the thing back without getting caught?
He has you then, his heir. And he did it all on his own.
Sid,
He did what he thought was best. And now I have to decide whether I agree.
Of course. We'll await your evaluation back at the hideaway. Don't you leave my sight.
Yes, Sergeant.
He's a little shit.
This won't be an easy decision.
I feel like he just hoodwinked me.
Doris is waiting for me near Balmung Dark. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik. I need to hurry.
This is my stop.
There were no guards, I take it.
None manning the gates, no. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with Akashic. Most likely guards left behind when the wardens ran. If Chadwick was being held here, I worry that he may already be.
Don't give up hope just yet, but let's move quickly. Let me check the ground floor. The ether's thickest there.
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck, Sid. Stay safe.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer?
Hopefully
I
not.
hope not.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize this would actually cut off his conversation. Thought he would just keep talking.
Not tight.
Okay. Guess we just go around this way? Doesn't look like there's a bad flood in here. But I do see a Kashik. There. Key? Balmung Dark, writ of designation. The Kingdom of Ulud hereby designates this facility a prison for the detainment of bears, both foreign and domestic. The purpose of the facility is to rear and train a Kuza beast for deployment in the field. The aforementioned purpose is a matter of strictest secrecy, and any mention thereof is to be punishable by death. What the hell's a Kuza beast? Captive bearers have been provided solely for the perusal of the aforementioned purpose. Express permission is required for use of bearers in any other capacity.
So this place was no ordinary prison. And I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they fled.
I reiterate, the hell's a Kuza beast?
No sign of any bearers yet. I hope you have better luck downstairs.
Yeah, so far, no luck at all. Can't even get down to the part of downstairs I want to get to. And this quest is a little more involved than the last one. But over here. Recommendation concerning Kuza beast deployment. The Kuza had long been recognized as an especially aggressive species. This being the case, it was hoped that successful deployment on the battlefield might be means of inflicting heavy casualties on the enemy. In exercise conducted thus far, however, the beast has proven incapable of distinguishing between allied and enemy combatants. What do you expect? As such, deployment alongside regular troops is not recommended. It is proposed instead that bearer captives be employed in order to draw enemy focus, and the beast then driven into the fray in order to achieve maximum benefit with minimal loss of Waluder lives.
Minimal loss of Waluder lives. And what happens when they run out of bearers?
Exactly.
Even the Imperials take better care of their branded than that.
Barely. We saw what they did to you, man, and barely is about all we got. And marker number 3. Come on, pick it up. Memorandum on Kuza beast feeding. Recent supply shortages left us with insufficient resources to feed the Kuza entrusted to our care. Fortunately, the creature was observed to kill and consume the bearers assigned to fight beside it. Oh no. In a mock battle conducted as part of its training. The beast was further observed to enter a state of visible contentment upon feeding in this way, suggesting that live bearers may even be its preferred source of sustenance. While this behavior is unexpected, it is not unwelcome. Bearers no longer of use for training purposes can now be repurposed as required. That's disgusting!
Feeding bearers to it. This is even worse than I'd feared.
Oh shit.
Nothing but a Kashyyyk down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on.
Okay, so I went upstairs too early. You know, the music in this area is not helping my nerves any.
No luck downstairs. But I did find out that this place was more than just a prison. Something far more sinister was happening here.
I know. I've been reading some of these documents and it can't be true, can it?
Sad it could be.
Bearers die every day in service of their masters, but this is so much worse. Pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And all in order to bring about more death. And not just those who could fight, but the elderly, children even, and those who wouldn't or couldn't were disposed of. Whatever that means.
I'm afraid it means they were fed to the monstrosity they kept here.
Then we're too late. And I was a fool to bring you here.
Don't say that. Did you find anything else?
A key. But it doesn't fit any of the locks on this floor.
Ah! I think I know what door it goes to.
One of the doors downstairs. There's a corridor I haven't searched yet. Finish up here, then come and find me when you're ready.
All right. I'll be there in a moment.
Yeah. Clearly she needs a bit of time to, you know, compose herself after learning all the crap we did from this place. Yeah, here's the lock. Wonder if this Kuza beast is still here.
Let's see what we can find down here.
Probably more horrible messages. Oh. I guess nothing seem to be anything out here. That's fine. Hello? Someone here?
Survivor. But she sounds close.
Hello? It's alright. No one's gonna hurt you.
Who are you?
There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone? Are there any other survivors?
Some of the guards. They're still here. But Something's wrong with them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Everyone else was eaten by the monster.
Of course there were.
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming. But I'd rather we didn't linger. Are you ready?
Ready when you are. You poor thing. He must have been terrified.
Did Chadwick send you?
What?
He fought the monster. Distracted it so I could run away. He must have sent you. He promised to free the others too. Where is he? He opened your cell, didn't he? He wouldn't be here otherwise.
Chadwick.
The hell? Oh, don't tell me the beastie's still here.
Monster's back! Chadwick, help!
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep the girl safe.
All right. You put that bearer-eating bastard in the ground.
Slay the...
They're waiting for me.
Oh,
Can't let it live.
shit.
Not if it's got a taste for bearers.
It's a behemoth. Oh, I got Josh with me too. That's gonna help. All right. Big old Kuza beast, huh? Oh! He's a hunt mark? Ah, that explains why we didn't get a trophy for all the hunt marks. I mean, I assume there had to be one. It's because we weren't done.
Havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen.
All right, let's put him on ice. There we go. Ah, he missed me completely with that first one. Oh, not this BS again. Ah, a little early.
Help me, boy.
That's what I need to see. All right. Melt, you bastard! Melt! As much damage as I can here. 85k, that did a lot of good change. Oh.
Guess we're all ready.
Ooh, way early.
Too slow.
Alright, and now, to end it. Oh. Bad beastie. But another behemoth shackle. There we go. No more Kuza beast.
Finally.
Sid, are you hurt?
Nah, I'm fine.
I'm fine. I think.
Where's the kid? Doris, where's the kid?
No.
What is it?
A diary. I gave it to Chadwick before we went our separate ways.
Oh,
He
no.
was here. Do you think that creature?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last. The girl is safe thanks to him.
Chadwick. You fool.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway.
We don't want his sacrifice to have been in vain.
No, of course not. I'll see that she's looked after from now on. It's the least I can do.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Oh, and a direct line back to the hideaway for this one, huh?
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days. I hope she's recovering from her ordeal.
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks. I think the flames we found her. If we hadn't...
I know. But we did. I'm sorry we weren't able to save Chadwick.
There's no need to apologize. Without your help, I would never have found out what happened to him. How he fought to the bitter end to save her. To save Haida Marie. That's the man I remember. The man I thought of as a brother.
And we got the kid's
I wish I
name.
could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past. If you don't mind, that is.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do two things. Kill and obey. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high enough to convince her to part with us. For years we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. And then, one day, we just couldn't do them anymore. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. They would have found us too easily. After so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken another master, become a dagger in someone else's hand.
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were his own. And he died not as someone's tool, but as a hero.
Haida Marie is proof of that. Bearers can cast off their shackles. And the curse breakers will show them how. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it done. For Chadwick, and for all of us.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be counting on you.
Oh, wow. Heavy, heavy, heavy quest there. I was not expecting a hunt mark to suddenly show up in the middle of a quest, especially one that didn't exist before. Oh, Gungnir. Alright, we gotta get Clive's mission out of here. And it looks like the guy's got a new mission for us as well, but we'll have to deal with that one later.
Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous.
No.
Cyril, you found a letter from Father?
Yes, I have it here.
This is gonna get me weepy, isn't it?
If you would do us the honor, my lord.
My beloved sons, I know that I ask much of you in this coming war, but I see no other way to secure a future for our duchy and our family. Yet even should we succeed in subduing the savages and winning back Drake's breath, the threat of the Blight still looms. And only with all Rosaria striving as one might we at last overcome it. I have made plans to see us through, but such are the obstacles that stand in our way. It shall likely fall to you to continue my work. I know that you have the strength, the courage, and the will to do so. This shall be an arduous inheritance, and so I offer you another, that you might be reminded of the love and the faith that I hold for both of you. Something else?
Inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of?
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technologies.
Check out Dad with the far thinking.
Ever more widely across the twins.
Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival.
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides, those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
Like Mother Dearest.
Only they are still with us.
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains, and she has come bearing gifts.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering His Grace's will and arranging a meeting with the one who might execute it, or a part of it at least.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
Wait, are we going back to Rosalith Castle? It's a long walk. And thank goodness for the obelisk, but still. Oh, the quest marker is actually right here. I was getting ready to teleport and I looked at the marker and it's like, no, it's actually literally right here. Cyril's guest. Am I gonna recognize you?
My lord, your grace. I hardly recognize you.
And I don't recognize you.
I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain a little more? What exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Oh.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these works in progress.
Oh, don't worry about
With
it.
His Grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed, I had little choice. You are grown men now, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his stead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Goditha.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady. May our father's will be done.
So where is this
I am
Heartstone?
much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins, you see.
Oh.
We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake, not far from here.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In answer to your unspoken question, yes. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its movements since you were but a boy. were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield, it would surely make your father proud.
What say you, Joshua? What else?
Come on, we can do some griffin hunting. Fine. Little sidetrack to do some griffin hunting shouldn't bother me much.
Eyes peeled, Joshua.
It's a griffin. It's hard to miss, man. It's really hard to miss. See? There it is. Smurg, huh? Well, Mr. Smurg, come here.
There it is. For House Rosfield.
Oh god. Oh Jesus. Oh god. That's new. That's new. They did not have that gag before. Woo. That's what I wanted to see. Then die. Kingslayer? Oh god. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Nice try.
Woo, big old Griffin's trying to put a king out of his misery. Oh Jesus.
Titan!
There we go. Bat Birdie. Give me that Heartstone. Huh. He had some tricks up his sleeve.
Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Goditha will know.
Here you are, lady. Got it.
Oh, thank the Founder you were safe. The Griffin is slain then?
Mm-hmm.
And the Heartstone claimed.
There you are. Two of them even, one for each of us.
Yes. This radiant luster, like frozen flame, it is just as your father described it. Thank you, my lord. Your grace. Your father would be so proud.
Lady Goditha, the lapidary is ready.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be with him shortly. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone cut and set forthwith.
Ah. A little bit later.
The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. They are yours, after all. Heartstone is harder and more enduring than garnet, or even ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will and devotion. And the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between you.
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy.
Mm-hmm.
Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms, only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, his heirs. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise. That he would always be with you.
Thank you, Lady Goditha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own. Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father spoke to me of his intentions for the bands.
Smuggled them out.
The love he had for both of you, and his hopes for your future. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewellery be sent away from the castle. It was then that I knew she meant to betray us. I tried to warn your father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking I might claim the Heartstone on its passing. And so my pursuit continued, until Lord Cyril appeared before me. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered, and that his sons were alive and well.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my father and all the people of Rosaria, I thank you for your loyal service.
As do I.
Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, for coming back to us. For giving my service meaning.
Oh my gosh. Wait, this isn't the end? Oh, heck. Exit the Requitory. Oh, okay. Gonna have us a little heart-to-heart here, Josh?
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you for so long.
It is. And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial atop Hawk's Cry Cliff? Let him see that you have received his blessing, and that his vision lives on in you.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive? Shall we pay Father a visit?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks before we left for Origin.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. It has been since the day we recovered it from Phoenix Gate. I prithee claim it, for it too is a part of your inheritance. And I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some lonely rock.
I see where this is gonna go.
Thank you, Cyril.
The helmet's gonna be the curiosity I add to my room, and the armbands are a piece of equipment, which are probably worse than the Ouroboros stuff that I'm wearing right now.
Come on, Clive. He's waiting.
Alright, let me check. I want to see. I'm betting it's worse than what I'm wearing, which is, you know, understandable. It said it was an armband? Yeah, the Founder's Grasp. It is... It's not bad. The health is better, but the defense is slightly lower. You know what? Is it better to trade off 3 defense for 18? I'm gonna keep the Ouroboros stuff on.
Unwavering will and an unbreakable bond. Do you really think we're strong enough?
To save the world? Of course. To have overcome Father's political enemies. Of that I'm less certain. Especially knowing what we know now. What Mother was truly capable of. But perhaps these bands would have helped. Knowing he was with us would have made...
It's just back there.
Oh, here we are. We got here so quick we cut off the original conversation. Wow, this was really just sitting here the whole time. Oh.
Father always fought for what he believed was right. It wasn't until that night at Phoenix Gate that I realized I had never fought for anything. I always had someone else to do the fighting for me.
No matter how fate conspired against him, he never lost heart, never looked back, never stopped fighting. To me, he was the greatest of men. And I've been trying to live up to his ideals ever since.
We all have, Clive. We all have. And we'll keep trying. Because that's what he would have wanted.
What he would have done himself. Even if it meant standing against the very gods in the heavens.
I shall be borrowing this, Father, if I may. That you might watch over us as we follow in your footsteps.
Oh, is Josh gonna wear the helmet? Oh. I thought it was gonna be a curiosity, but I accept. I accept. Josh should wear it. Oh. Just for a moment he was there. Doing the Rosarian salute, no less. Come on, Clive, give him one back. Fine. Never gonna get Clive to make that salute, not once.
Onward then. Onward. To the end.
And to a new beginning.
Wow. Rusted battle helm. Oh, it is a curiosity for the room. Damn. Joining hands with Joshua. Joshua has joined Clive's party and will remain with him until departing for Origin. Oh! That's nice. Huh. Random, but alright. Honestly, I think I'm going to leave it here for now. We'll finish up the one last side quest I've got in here, and then we'll start working on the regional ones next time. So, if you've enjoyed this, please leave a like and favorite, and subscribe to join me for more Game of Crystals, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.